What's this? What's in there? What's in here? What's in here?
Oh,
Oh.
How you going, guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. So today's job is a transmission housing out of a 140M grader. There's nothing inside it, it is just the bare housing. So these are bolted onto the back of the engine. There's heaps of pipe work and stuff that comes off these to run around the machine. This one's come in with a very, very serious problem. There is a big portion of the housing actually missing. And this wasn't due to a catastrophic failure from internally of the gearbox, the transmission, something going wrong and exploding and getting loose. This came down to human error. The machine was imported inside a container, so it wasn't a roll-on, roll-off off the boat. Because it was in a shipping container, you weren't allowed to have tyres on it because it wouldn't fit inside. So they just take the tyres off them, they skate them into a container, close the doors behind it, and as it was being unloaded from the container to have the tyres fitted back onto it, something failed in the rigging, in the lifting, and they dropped the machine. You're talking a machine that weighs between 25 and 30 tonne, landing flat on the concrete. What happened to the housing, from my understanding from the customer, as it landed on the ground, all the shock wave going through the machine, it's bottomed out on something on the chassis of the machine, and it's damaged the transmission housing and various other components on the grader. So the machine got an entire strip down. They replaced any component they were a little bit concerned about. So 99% of the parts got replaced except for the housing. The transmission housing will be replaced through the insurance that the company who was doing the unloading has. But the problem with that is nowhere in the world is there this housing ready for purchase. It needs to be manufactured from the OEM. It's going to take 3 to 5 months to get that housing, and it is tens of thousands of dollars to buy a new one. And because there's none available, he gave me a ring and asked if it was something I'd be interested in trying to fix. Why would I even attempt to repair something like this? Well, the customer's come to the realization that he's not going to have a machine for 3 to 5 months. After chatting with me about it, I said, look, what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work. It is what it is. We're back to square one. If I can repair the housing, he can then put his machine on hire. So we're going to give it a go. It might work, it might not. The transmission itself doesn't actually hold oil pressure. All it does is hold the oil the pressure is created within the pumps. So essentially all I need to do is seal up this hole. It doesn't need to be overly strong. It just needs to stop the oil falling out. If we can seal up this hole, the customer can then put this machine to work rather than waiting 3 to 5 months for his new housing. He can put it to work, and then when the new housing arrives, he can pull the motor back out, put the new transmission housing in, and the machine's got a clean bill of health. Of all the pieces we got given with the housing, we're not going to try and put any of them back inside and put them back in place and weld them into position. It's just going to be more of a problem trying to do multiple welds in there when I only need to do a big weld around the outside. Welding cast iron is a nightmare at the best of times. Being the size of the hole we have there, it is going to be quite difficult to weld. I'm not going to use a standard method of, say, electrodes or MIG wire or TIG brazing or anything like that. There are so many different methods out there to do it. I'd prefer to do it my way because that's the way I've had the most success with. I'm actually going to use a powder through a UTP puddle gun. So it is a powder spray welding using oxyacetylene. We'll clean all this glue off. It looks like someone put a patch over it to stop it from leaking oil. Didn't work, but we're going to knock all this damaged material out, anything that's broken away. We're going to grind out this crack here from the inside and the outside, and then I'll cut a new piece of 8mm plate, probably a mild steel material, nothing too heavy duty. We need it to be able to move with the housing while everything's being heated up and cooling down. After we get the plate cut to shape, we'll then bend it to where it needs to fit to clear stuff on the inside, and then we will spray weld that in place. First thing we need to do, we need to get this area cleaned up. I need to grind out a few of the cracks, get everything nice and clean, and then we can start on making the 8mm plate. Good start. Righto guys, so the bit of plate we're going to be using, it's a piece of 250 grade 8mm plate. It's a leftover plate from a job I did a couple of years ago where I did a modification in a workshop. So this was the base plate of a column, and we're going to cut it out using our little plasma. That'll do. Right, so the way we're going to be applying the powder, we're going to be using a UTP flame spray gun, also known as a powder gun or a puddle gun. It is very similar to your Eutechnic style guns that are used for building up shafts, say in a lathe. The difference between this particular style of flame spray and the Eutechnic style, Eutechnic gun will not actually get enough heat on the job, and if it does, you can't apply enough powder in a big enough hurry to fill up that joint, where with a puddle gun, you get the parent material red hot, I mean cherry red, and then you can start applying the powder. And depending what size torch you're using, you can fill a joint in no time flat. It is a lot faster than using electrodes. It is a lot faster than doing it, say, with a TIG brazing method. This is by far the best method I have found for repairing cast iron. So the filler material we're going to be using for our spray gun, it is a nickel-based alloy powder. It's more designed for hard facing of crankshafts, camshafts, stuff like that. But there are many different grades of it. This is the best material I have found that will stick to that without cracking. So because this is a metal powder, it is extremely heavy. So this little bottle is one kilogram. This bottle should be enough to complete the repair on the housing, and cost between this and say a packet of electrodes in a 3.2 or even a 2.5. For cast iron, this by far is cheaper. And in my opinion, it's going to be a lot better suited repair for a yellow housing. So we've got the plate cut, it's in position. I've got it held in by a couple of magnets. Fits pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and give that a bit of a preheat. I'm then going to bring over the puddle gun. I'm going to tack that plate in position, get those magnets out of the way. If I need to, I'll preheat it again, and then we'll start the welding process.
Sit. Good boy. Did you eat it all? Did you get it all? This way.
Righto guys, so the repair's held up really nicely. There's no cracks visible. I'm not going to go too heavy on the grinding. I don't want to remove excess material or upset the repair at the moment. Righto guys, so the repair is completed. We're really happy the way things turned out. Cast iron is one of those terrible materials. It's a very dirty material with lots of impurities and stuff in it. So when it comes to doing repairs like this, it either works or it fails. Everything went really well on this repair. There's no more hole in the front of it. It looks like shit. To be honest, it looks terrible, but it is a functional part, so the customer can now put this back in his machine while he's waiting for his replacement one to come in from the OEM. So he's gonna at least be able to earn 3.5 months worth of hire with that machine now that the housing is repaired. So now that the paint's drying, I want to take you over to the bench and show you what the puddle gun can do and how it can deposit the powder onto a piece of clean material that isn't cast iron. I'm just going to show you quickly what you can actually do with them and how versatile they are. So not only can you spray cast iron through them, you can spray stainless steel, brass, bronze, aluminium. There are so many different metals and ingredients to different metals that you can spray through that gun to do repairs on pretty much any sort of ferrous metal or non-ferrous metal there actually is. We'll quickly just show you as close as we can what it looks like and how quickly you can apply it, and then I'll put some brass in it and we'll also do a quick run with brass. So as you saw there, it is very quick and very easy to apply a lot of material in a matter of seconds. Spray. Righto guys, so the brass didn't exactly go to plan. It looks like the powder's been wet at some stage of its life. Feels like it's probably contaminated. Judging by the look of the way it's spraying on there, it's not really coming in as a liquid. It's sort of going in and creating little volcanoes. After you actually grind through that, it's actually pretty nice material, but I'll probably chuck this stuff in the bin. So that's our flame spray gun. It is an older technology, but it still does work and have its place in the industry. So the job's finished, the customer's really, really happy. We'll send that one back to him, and thanks for watching. How you going guys? Curtis from Cutting Edge Engineering. So today's nightmare, I mean job, I enjoy making life hard for myself, so I'm going to give it a go. And the machine suffered an extreme case of gravity. So you're talking a machine that weighs between 25 and 30 ton, landing flat on the concrete, shit's going to break. First thing we need to do, we need to clean this area up and get it prepped, ready to... Cut the 8mm plate. Oh, fuck me. So... Fuck. Maybe the powder's fucked. Is it... Oh, fuck, I've already lost it.
Take 2,000.
Right. I've lost it. So that's... Fuck off. There's a powder. Fuck off. Train?
No.
That train? Bottle weighs about is it going to say kilo or the banana? So the bottle is 1 kilo, or that's 2.2 bunches of bananas. 2.2 banana pounds. Pound bananas.
Mashed bananas! Mashed bananas!
2.2 mashed bananas. Houston, Texas.
Print it. Oh,
So
there you go. I wonder where my good scissors went. Your hand's hot?
fuck yeah.
What's burning?
Timber.
Oh yeah, the wood. Keep running.
This is why I don't paint shit. I can get more runs than a fucking cricket team. And people they ask, why don't I paint things? Because I'm not fucking good at it. I just spent all that time in my... No, you're there forever now.
Ow! Hey. Oh. Oh. You want another one? Lay down.